After Richard Goodall's special performance, it's important to note just how much of an impact his impressive vocals have made around the world.
Richard Goodall stole hearts on America's Got Talent with his soulful voice and humble story as a school janitor. But after the show, he vanished from the spotlight without a trace. No interviews, no updates, just silence. What happened to this breakout star? Was it the pressure of fame or something more tragic? Join us as we uncover the emotional journey Richard faced after AGT. A story of fame, heartbreak, and the quiet strength behind the scenes. Richard Goodall, who grew up in Terre Haute, Indiana, has had a passion for music since he was young. He would spend a lot of time in his room, singing along to the radio, which helped him develop his talent early on. Richard has been working as a janitor at Chauncey Rose Middle School for the past 23 years, choosing this job because it is close to his home and he can walk there. Although he has a busy schedule, Richard finds joy in singing in the school hallways and sharing his musical gift with others. In the summer of 2022, everything shifted when Richard's emotional rendition of Journey's famous song, Don't Stop Believin', at the annual program at Davis Park Elementary School caught the interest of many. The video of his performance went viral, showcasing his amazing singing talent to a wider audience. The unexpected fame of the video introduced Richard's voice to the world, moving listeners with his heartfelt and strong vocals. Motivated by his students' praise for his talent, Richard decided to take a leap and aim for a larger platform. Their constant encouragement boosted his confidence to try out for America's Got Talent. Richard saw this as an opportunity to connect with a wider audience and share his music to inspire others. He also mentioned that the whole experience pushed him out of his comfort zone, including taking his first plane ride. Thanks to his expanding aspirations, Richard is not just a janitor. He's also the main singer in a band called Monopole. The video of his school performance went viral and helped the band become more popular, leading to more opportunities for live performances. Richard loves music and often posts about his band's performances on Instagram, where fans appreciate his singing skills and his charm on stage. His increasing popularity led him to connect with other skilled musicians. Rudy Cardenas, who was on American Idol, recognized Richard's talent and asked him to participate in a unique performance. Their teamwork was well received and allowed Richard to display his exceptional skills to bigger audiences. Richard Goodall went from singing quietly in school hallways to appearing on national TV, showcasing his passion, bravery, and the importance of community support. Despite Richard's talents, he faced rejection. But how was he able to overcome it? Being rejected can make people feel very upset, like they're not wanted or appreciated. It's something that happens to almost everyone at some point. For example, a child might feel rejected if their parent is too busy, or a student might feel rejected by a rude professor. These kinds of rejections are usually short-lived and do not have lasting effects. But being rejected in a public setting, like on TV, can have a much bigger emotional impact. This rejection was exactly what Richard Goodall had to deal with. Richard Goodall showed his resilience and unwavering positivity on America's Got Talent. Even though he faced obstacles in 2009 when he was eliminated in the first round, he kept going. After not making it on America's Got Talent, Richard tried out for The Voice by submitting a video audition singing Don't Stop Believin'. Sadly, he got a heartbreaking email in response to his audition. The email stated that they thanked Richard for taking part in their virtual open call audition. After reviewing his performance of Don't Stop Believin', they unfortunately had to inform him that he had not made it to the next round. They encouraged him to keep practicing and expressed hope that he would try out again in the future. Richard was very upset. Getting rejected from the show was a shock to him, but he stayed positive and kept going. His determination paid off and inspired others, showing that you should never give up on your dreams, no matter what. Richard never gave up. He made the choice to audition for America's Got Talent again, but this time with a more realistic view. Little did he know, this second try would lead to a special moment where he received the golden buzzer and got to showcase his amazing skills to the world. Looking back on his sudden fame, Richard likened it to riding a roller coaster. Although he has faced ups and downs, he stays humble and determined, continuing to work as a janitor at Davis Park until a new chance comes along. Richard has always had a strong passion for singing, which began in high school when he joined the chorus. He continued to sing for 8 years as a part of a gospel choir, but sadly it disbanded because of the coronavirus pandemic. Singing brings Richard a sense of fulfillment because it positively affects and brings joy to others who listen. What about Richard's performance caught people's attention? Was it purely his talent that led to his stardom? During his performance on America's Got Talent, Richard took a brief pause before starting. The bright stage lights and eager audience made the atmosphere intense, but Richard stayed calm and focused. He decided to sing the famous song, "Don't Stop Believin'," by Journey, which regained popularity after being featured on the show Glee. As soon as he sang the first note, Richard's voice filled the theater with strong emotions and impressive talent. The crowd quieted down as they were completely mesmerized by the genuine and powerful singing. Each lyric he sang appeared to convey a tale of hope, hardship, and determination. Richard's show wasn't just about staying on pitch. It was about forming a bond with each individual in the audience, allowing them to experience the essence of a song in a new and profoundly personal manner. After he hit the final note, there was a short, suspenseful pause before the theater was filled with loud cheers and applause. The audience stood up, applauding and cheering with authentic amazement. The judges all stood together, showing they were moved and impressed. Simon Cowell, who is known for being honest, said Richard was extraordinary. Sophia, who always gives encouragement, called him a perfect competitor and praised him as a true discovery. Heidi Klum, touched by the emotional depth and authenticity of Richard's performance, pushed the golden buzzer, making confetti fall and securing his spot in the live shows. Richard felt like he was dreaming as he stood on stage with confetti falling around him, feeling overwhelmed by the spotlight. The cameras filmed the special moment very well, and the video was shared online, on YouTube and social media. People from all over the world left comments, feeling inspired by Richard's bravery, touched by his humble beginnings, and amazed by his incredible talent that seemed to come from somewhere magical. Many said they were deeply moved by his story of pursuing his dream, even though he lived a very different life from that of the entertainment industry. After the cameras stopped rolling and the stage lights dimmed, Richard had a private moment with the producer. RS backstage, he confessed that he had cried while performing, feeling overwhelmed by the importance of the moment. He quietly expressed his disbelief, saying, "This feels unreal." Richard shared that he was just a regular guy who spent his days doing what many would consider to be lowly tasks, cleaning tables, taking out the trash, and sweeping floors. Despite the tough work and routine, Richard never lost his passion for singing. He would often sing to the kids at the local school where he worked, bringing them joy and brightness even on difficult days. Sharing his voice with others brought him constant happiness and comfort. Richard saw "Don't Stop Believin'" as more than just a song. It was a motto that helped him through tough times. Singing it on TV and getting the golden buzzer wasn't just winning a contest. It was living out a dream he had for years. Season 19 of America's Got Talent had many great performances and memorable golden buzzer moments. Host Terry Crews praised comedian Learnmore Jonasi. Singers Liv Warfield and the drone group Sky Elements received golden buzzers from Simon Cowell. Dance group Legion got theirs from Sophia, and dancer Brent Street was awarded by Howie Mandel. Singer Praniska Mishra also got a golden buzzer from Heidi. Richard's story stood out because of its simplicity and heart, making it truly special among the exceptional acts. Richard has demonstrated to many people that dreams are not just for famous or lucky individuals, but for everyone, even those who work behind the scenes without receiving recognition. What is the history behind the song that moved fans so deeply? How did Richard transform it into an unforgettable musical moment? The American rock band Journey released the song "Don't Stop Believin'" in October 1981 on their album Escape. The song was written by Steve Perry, Neil Schon, and Jonathan Cain. It started with a gentle piano tune that made it easy to identify. By then, Journey had established themselves as a top rock band in America. According to Jonathan Cain, the title of the song was inspired by his father's words of encouragement during a tough time as a musician in Los Angeles. The song had a unique style. The chorus did not come until after 2 pre-choruses and 3 verses, which was uncommon for rock songs. The band recorded it all in one go at Fantasy Studios in Berkeley, California. "Don't Stop Believin'" became a huge hit around the world. It made it to the top 10 in 1981 and became the band's most beloved song. It eventually became the best-selling digital song of the 20th century, with over 7 million downloads. Many music fans praised the song for its message of hope and strong sound. In 2022, the Library of Congress included it in their collection to recognize its lasting impact on culture and history. A popular version by the cast of Glee in 2009 also introduced the song to a new generation and was even more successful in some places than the original. Journey began working on the song in 1980, after already achieving success with hits like Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin', and Any Way You Want It. Keyboardist Greg Rowley left the band during this time, but remained on good terms with everyone, recommending Jonathan Cain from the Babies as his replacement. Cain joined Journey and helped develop a new sound for their upcoming album Escape. The band dedicated long hours in a rented warehouse in Oakland, California, brainstorming fresh ideas and perfecting their music. Through their collective effort, Don't Stop Believin' was born, delivering a message of hope, resilience, and perseverance. Years later, a school janitor named Richard Goodall from Indiana decided to perform this song at a school talent show. He had been a fan of the song since he was a child and found it to be a source of strength during difficult times. Richard wanted to encourage others to remain hopeful, no matter what challenges they were experiencing. When he started singing on stage, nobody anticipated what came next. His voice was powerful, emotive, and genuine. The crowd initially stayed quiet, but then became captivated. As he got to the chorus, some were cheering while others were moved to tears. His performance felt authentic and sincere. It wasn't just the music, but the heartfelt way he sang that touched people. The audience was touched by his performance because he portrayed the song's message in a fresh and vivid manner. Richard's decision to perform this song went beyond just music. It signified a deep belief. And at that instant, everyone shared in that belief with him. However, with fame also comes several pressures and challenges. How do you think this new fame will change Richard? The media attention for the event created a lot of excitement. Unlike many winners who get caught up in the fame, Richard decided to go back to his job as a janitor at Vigo County School Corporation. He had been working there for a long time, and his friends and family said that his win did not change his desire to help his community or his relationships with others. He always had a strong connection to the students and kept doing the janitorial work he found important. People close to him said he never considered his job as something to run away from. He cherished the relationships he had formed with colleagues and students over time. This choice demonstrated his dedication, humility, and down-to-earth nature. The community had supported him even before he became famous, and he chose to support them in return. His post-show interviews revealed that his life had changed, but not as drastically as people might think. He mentioned that being on the show not only brought him fame, but also made him appreciate the simplicity of his former life. Despite his newfound fame, Richard expressed that he had no desire to leave the community where he felt fulfilled and secure. Even though his music career was becoming more demanding, he kept working at the school. He mentioned that staying at the school made him feel secure. It was tough balancing his job as a janitor with music obligations and TV appearances, but he persisted because he was passionate about it. The school he worked at was very supportive. They let him take time off to compete in the show. His job was understanding and flexible. However, as his music career started to take off, Richard faced a common dilemma, balancing his job with his musical aspirations. He talked about sometimes having to take time off work for music gigs. He knew it would be difficult balancing both work and his passion for music. The music industry required a lot of time and effort, and he couldn't ignore it for too long. Despite this, he remained dedicated to his job at the school, unwilling to give it up. The school was his safety net, and he felt strongly attached to it. Richard recognized that as his concert commitments increased, he would eventually have to decide between his job and pursuing entertainment full-time. He expressed his desire to postpone making that choice for as long as he could. Currently, he is balancing between his local job and performing on a bigger platform. He is committed to continuing to entertain his supporters while staying connected to his origins. His time on the show was incredibly transformative, signaling the start of a new phase in his music career. Winning the competition led to exciting opportunities to perform on larger platforms that he never thought possible before auditioning. One highlight was being invited to sing the national anthem at a basketball game for the Indiana Pacers. This experience opened up new possibilities and introduced him to a wider audience, showcasing his talent in a unique environment. Richard had a memorable experience when he was the opening act for Howie Mandel at one of his live shows. He thought it felt unreal because he never thought he would perform with someone so famous. These events not only gave him recognition, but also allowed him to show gratitude to those who supported him. Despite all the amazing chances he had, Richard never forgot what was important to him. He remained genuine to his true self and beliefs. He wasn't motivated by fame or popularity, but by a sincere passion for music and a desire to connect with others through it. In conversations, he stressed the significance of staying humble and down to earth. He openly acknowledged that he wasn't sure where his career would take him. He did not have any specific goals, just a hope to continue pursuing his passion and let things progress naturally. His calm and thoughtful way of being had become one of the things that made him attractive. He did not let the stress of success get to him. Instead, he found happiness in sharing his music. Unlike the hectic and sometimes cruel entertainment industry, he remained gentle and humble. Richard's story wasn't just about his talent, but also about his kindness, modesty, and staying connected to his roots. What path do you think Richard will take after America's Got Talent? Will he stay true to his roots or chase fame? A love story that grew with the spotlight. Richard Goodall's personal life remained a touching part of his story despite his rise to fame. His marriage to Angie Vanoven just before the final episode of America's Got Talent added depth to his journey. Richard always considered his love for Angie and their desire to build a life together as a strong part of his heart. Their friendship grew over the years, becoming even stronger as he advanced in his musical career. Richard often talked about how Angie had been there for him every step of the way. She stood beside him during the competition and continued to cheer him on as his music career took off. Angie not only provided emotional support, but also helped him stay grounded. Their marriage represented stability for Richard and kept him connected to his roots. Despite his growing fame, Richard credited Angie for keeping him humble and on track. In the future, Richard's goals are straightforward. He doesn't have a set plan for his career path. He thinks his win on America's Got Talent happened at the right time and sees himself as a regular person who pursued a dream. He wants his story to motivate others to chase their dreams, regardless of their background. Richard believes his journey shows that anyone with a typical job can achieve something amazing by taking risks. He inspired people to step out of their comfort zone and take chances, such as trying out for talent competitions, without allowing fear to hold them back. Richard believed that if he could go from being a school custodian to performing on a national platform, then anyone could achieve their goals. His journey offered hope to many, demonstrating that dedication, sincerity, and perseverance could lead to something remarkable. Richard's life changed after winning, but he stayed true to himself. He could have been consumed by media attention, but he kept ties to his origins. A heartwarming aspect of his tale was his consistent claim that fame hadn't altered him. He expressed gratitude for his chances, but emphasized that upholding his principles was paramount. Richard acknowledged that some individuals are now perceiving him in a different way. Nevertheless, he assured them that he hasn't changed and is still the same person as before. He emphasized the importance of maintaining his identity despite others seeing him differently. While many public figures might have allowed fame to change them, Richard has stayed true to himself. Not everyone reacted positively to Richard's success. Some of his students, who only knew him as the school janitor, started making fun of him for his new position. Richard talked about this situation with warmth and a good sense of humor. He mentioned that some of the kids were teasing him now, but he did not take it to heart. He brushed it off and said they were just acting like typical kids. His calm reaction demonstrated his maturity and self-awareness.